Hello, I'm Aiden. Welcome back to my channel. I had a crazy idea. What if I make the town I live in, Valparaiso, Indiana, in SimCity 2000, a game from however many decades ago? I know Aiden in editing's gonna tell me, but what if I make it in that? Of course, it's gonna require like cheats and whatever to set everything up money-wise. But if I make it, is it profitable? Does it work? Is it logical? I want to find out. Alright, so I am going to edit my own map, right? And it is, I understand, it's going to look a little janky, right? Because it's kind of tiny and I'm like up in the corner, right? But I have to run this game in Microsoft DOS box. Like, this is a DOS game, right? So it's not exactly optimized for things like OBS or DaVinci. So you'll just have to bear with me. I had this idea and I was like, I wanna do it. So I'm gonna try and make the map of Valparaiso kind of based in reality, and then we'll build the city on top of it. So bear with me. I'll probably fast forward zoom through this, but I hope it's at least cool. This must be exhilarating content. Building tiny ledges of earth. This takes so long. God, I love SimCity 2000. Okay, the map is finished. I say finished in air quotes though because it's not exact. I'm just going based off of really generally how it is. So, you know, there's a couple dips and dives, couple lakes in Valparaiso. This isn't exact. If there was a way to import like Google Earth geology into SimCity 2000, I would do it. There's not a way. So I improvised. You'll have to deal with that. But we're Valparaiso Valparaiso, Indiana, baby. We're gonna play this on medium in the year 2000. I guess at least for the next, I don't know, month or so. We're closer to the year 2000 than we are 2050. So we're going to go with that. Valparaiso, Indiana charter signed. Let's go, team. That's fantastic news. Question is, will Valparaiso succeed? You'll have to pardon me as I fast forward again through me setting up, of course using little cheat codes to get some moolah, which, you know, I'll probably put them in somewhere if you too want to put these cheat codes in for yourself. But I'm going to get the everything set up to see if Valparaiso really works. Okay, so I've tried my damnedest, and this, of course I still have to add a couple railways and bus depots, but this is generally, I say the word generally very loosely, this is kind of the road layout of Valparaiso. Trust me, I literally have Google Maps right here. I'm trying my best to make this as realistic as possible, so once I do like the zoning, of course I'm going to have to put the power plants and water stations in somewhat awkward positions where they're not necessarily, because all of northwestern Indiana is kind of on the same ish power grid, kind of on the same ish water supply. It's kind of loosey goosey, so you'll have to bear with me on those parts, but I've got the general idea of Valparaiso down. So you've got downtown here, you've got uptown over here, you've got Lincoln Way that comes up northwest, you've got Route US 30, you've got Indiana State Route 49 over here. Of course, I'm going to have to develop over there a little bit more to get the newer, as of a decade ago, newer areas. But this is kind of the setup for now. So I'm going to get going a little more, and then we can do all the fun parts with the zoning and placing stuff for real, for real. That took so long. Okay, so generally speaking, this is Valparaiso, Indiana. In a very, very loose term. We've got downtown, uptown. Over yonder, of course, further beyond where this map extends to.
Over yonder?
Yonder. In Valpo. I'm making Valpo.
Oh, God.
I'm making Valpo. And I don't have enough map tiles to do it. So
I would just do downtown.
I did downtown and uptown. Yeah. But then like the nuclear plant in Michigan City that powers everything, I kind of had to put it there. And then the solar plants that are way yonder is what I was explaining.
Trains over there once.
I climbed trains once or twice as well. Yeah. I
only did Hicktown, Indiana.
I could only fit 2 of the 3 train tracks we have. Yeah. So
honestly, I'm shocked you got 2 of them.
That's me too. As well. Me as well. So, this is not to scale. The nuclear power plant, that's not in Valparaiso. It's in a completely different city, but it's all part of the same power grid. So I put it in there regardless. And same with these solar panels. They're not necessarily in Valpo, but they're kind of like right out there, you know? So we got that, and then like all these water pumping stations, they're kind of all over the place. Same with, of course, the, water towers. There's kind of one for every city. But we've got the basic infrastructure. Now I want to fill it in with the zones, schools, fire department, all that fun stuff. And I want to see if Valparaiso works. Okay, first school. We've got Ivy Tech Community College. That's not its exact placement, but it is approximately around Route 2 and 49. So, that goes there, and then yonder, we've got another college in here, and that is Valparaiso University. That's in there. We have a lot of schools, actually. We've got a school kind of yonder. Where's the other school? There's a couple of them. I'm like checking Google Maps to make sure, but there's a school up Campbell. So that's almost in the right spot, which is good enough. And then there's a school off Roosevelt. So we'll just drop that bad puppy over there. And then, there's There's a library near downtown. Let's say that's a good spot. Is there another library? No. Is there a museum? Is there a museum? Technically, there's like the old jail museum. It's supposedly haunted. So let's say yes, and we'll put it yonder. We do have one police station. And it's kind of yonder as well. Like I said, these... they're not exact proportions because I only have so many square pixels to work with. So let's just say that's down there. And we only have the one. Oh, no, we do have a second one. It's over... near 30 and 49. So it's actually south of here. So I'm just going to take... I can't really take the power line down there. But I'll take it from here. And it's kind of down yonder. And there's, like, some other roads. But I've spent a lot of time on this. So let's just say it's approximately yonder. So we got that. There's a fire station. Oh, but where is it? Where is it? Like, from memory, I'm trying to remember. Where's the fire station? Oh, that's right. It's by the... there's a Buffalo Wild Wings somewhere. Let's put the fire station up there. It's kind of... It's not up the hill, but it's not necessarily all the way down the hill. There's a hospital. Is there a hospital? There is a hospital, but it's way, way up. There's one way up here. So sure, let's put one there. And then there's one way, way up here. So... yeah, I guess we'll put one there, and then just to improvise, let's give it a little bit of power and water. Because it's way, I mean, this road doesn't even do it justice. It's kind of up Route 49 almost, but it's where 49 comes up, and then there's US 6, and it's... trust me, you have to be from the region to understand. But there is a second hospital, trust me. It's just kind of out of the way. Is there a prison? Not necessarily. Just within the police stations, I believe. Small parks. We've got a lot of small parks. Let's say there's one by the school. That could be fun for them. Big parks. Actually, hold up. Let's work our way down. There's no marinas in Valparaiso. Is there a stadium? Yes, there is. There's a football stadium in Valparaiso. They're the Valparaiso Beacons. They're the Valparaiso Bacons. That's appropriate. They're the Valparaiso Bacons, from what I remember at least. Is there a zoo? Not unless you include the Walmart. Big parks. There are parks up Roosevelt. There's a Kirkland Park. Let's say it's over yonder. Let's say it's over yonder. That could be fun. What else is down here? Small park? There is a small park. There's parks downtown. There's parks all over the place downtown. Put a couple of those in there. Yay, indeed, champ. Big park, zoo, no stadium, no marina. That's all taken care of. That's all taken care of. There's... oh my goodness, there is a small airport. There is a small airport. I just remembered that. So let's say maybe over yonder. I know. If you're a Valparaiso, Indiana fanatic, you're probably screaming at me, "Oh, that's not to scale. That's not exactly where that is." Well, I'm trying. You put you put 2 hours into SimCity 2000 and see if you can get it exact, okay? There is a small airport. I think it's just a regional airport in Valparaiso, Indiana, but there is one over there. There's no seaport unless you go north to Portage, I believe. So we'll leave seaport alone. We do have bus depots. I know. United States of America having public transit. I know, pretty rare. And it is pretty dog shit. But it is indeed something we have. So let's put a couple downtown, kind of scatter them around yonder. You know, kind of cute. Couple bus depots around there. Over this way, I was meaning to put some commercial buildings, which isn't exactly, it's kind of true, but over past, so there's Indiana 49 and Route 2, they intersect, and then if you go slightly, I mean very slightly, northeast of there, there's like big shopping centers, and there's a big movie theater over there. But there's no movie theater option, so I'm going to call it a zoo. Because a movie theater is essentially a zoo, because you go to a movie theater to watch things. You go to a zoo to observe things. Essentially the same. I'm going to call it equal. That's fine and dandy. So that's up over there. Am I missing anything? I am missing a bunch of trees. We have a lot of trees around here. We've got a lot of trees all over the place. I should drop those in there. Lots of trees. Lots of trees all over, especially by the lakes. By the way, the lakes around here, there's a Rogers Lakewood Park, which the reason I'm not putting it in here as a park is because it's not necessarily an attraction. It's more so a maybe nature reserve in quotes. But yeah, it is very cute, and there's lots of trees all over the place all the time. It's kind of the one thing we're known for. Hey, Valparaiso, yep, you got trees. Which is pretty nice compared to the rest of Indiana that is known for corn and methamphetamine. So, man, I'll take what we can get. I'll take what we can get indeed. Get trees all over the place. That's fantastic. Now, this is Valparaiso-esque. Thing is, I'm noticing by looking at this, we have a lot more industrial areas than I actually put in, because south of 30, especially around 49 here, this intersection, there's a lot of industrial area. So I'm just gonna add that in post if you'll bear with me. I freaked that up. That is an ugly intersection, Mr. Man. Gotta clean that bad puppy up for sure. Okay. And we'll do that. And put another on-ramp there. And a bus depot. Okay. That's bueno. We clean that up. So, power it. Wow. Oh my god, I never watered any of these. So yeah, this is kind of all of everything I was doing in the background, right? You have to provide power and water to every grid in the area. And let me tell you, I am not an engineer. So doing all of this is quite the task, right? Quite the task. But I'm here for it, because not only did I, in air quotes, sign up for this, I had the bright idea to task myself with this very idea. So, I'm not going to falter, and I'm not going to fail now. There's lots of industry down yonder, so that's approximately Valparaiso, Indiana. Now, it's time to get down to brass tacks. We've got the schools, the colleges, the library, the museum. We've got the police stations, the fire station, the hospitals nearby, no prison. We've got parks, big parks, the zoo, which is essentially what I filled in for the big movie theater. Got the stadium, of course, by the college, and no marinas. That's bueno. Now, what are the taxes in Indiana? I know sales tax is 7%. But what are residential, commercial, and industrial taxes? Now, I know they're lower than Illinois, so that's good. Commercial taxes probably also lower than Illinois. I'd drop those two. Industrial taxes, I'll leave at 7. What are the ordinances? We definitely have sales and income tax county-wide, so those will go on. I don't think we have legalized gambling here. Parking fines, yeah, we've got that. Pro-reading campaign, no. No anti-drug campaign, no CPR training. There's neighborhood watch in some places. No energy conservation, no nuclear-free zone, no... Oh, there's a homeless shelter, but I think it is within a church downtown. So I'll add it regardless. There's no pollution controls. There's volunteer fire departments. No public smoking ban, no free clinics that I know of. Junior sports. There are junior sports. I participated in those. Tourist advertising and business advertising. They do a fair bit. City beautification. They do spend money on that too. Annual carnival. We call it the county fair, but it is technically, I imagine, what they meant to put in there. So, I gave myself $2 million with cheats, plus the $10,000 of starting the game. So, $2.01 million, I believe. Yeah. No. Yeah? $2,010,000. Right now, by their estimates, we're making or losing about $600 a year by their estimates. How does this city develop from ground up? Let's put this on cheetah mode and let's see how it develops. How we doing, Valparaiso? How we doing? I will stop it at the end of year 2 and we'll go from there. Airplane's taking off. That sounds about right. Okay, so now we're losing $1,000 a year. Valparaiso, not profitable just yet. But we're just starting, okay? We're just starting. So they're building houses. All up around the university's looking nice. Building around the lakes down there. A little bit of industry, but it's building slowly. Oh, look at that! Look at that. By the end of year 2, we went from losing $1,000 to losing about $700. So, we seem to be on the up and up. Let's go forward another year. It's building slowly. Okay, up yonder area is not doing well. It's not doing well away from the action. Oh no. Okay, I'll fix this. So we're about losing 600 and change a year, but I'm gonna pause it because I forgot to add the fact that there's a school up here. I forget to add the fact there's a school up here. Like there's some, of course I didn't do it perfectly, but in Valparaiso you go up Calumet for a while. There's a bunch of shops and stuff. And then there's a school and a bunch of housing all over the place. I forgot to add up the way I'm talking about. I forgot to add the school up there. So we'll put the school up there. And we'll put some little parks in, because that's cute. And then we'll add more housing, because I don't think I did it justice, necessarily. So we'll do that. Okay. That feels right. So, end of year 3. Ooh, there's a lot of abandoned buildings. Everything, okay, from the zoomed out view, right? If you've never played SimCity 2000, everything that looks dark, like brownish, blackish, that means it's an abandoned building. So all of these houses have no owner. All of these businesses are empty. And all of these houses have no owner. So, if you were to build Valparaiso ground up in a split second's time, after 3 years, according to SimCity 2000, you'd have a lot of abandoned buildings. Let's see what the end of year 4 looks like. I'm curious. Okay? Are we filling more places? The airport seems to be getting usage, which is good to know. The zoo. There's a lot of abandoned buildings around the zoo, which, you know, is the cinema up there. Oh, we're losing more money. So we went from losing 600 to losing over 800. And of course, this is not specifically to scale. You've got some commercial up yonder. You know, you've got a lot more houses than it is allowing to fit within this grid. But, now we're losing almost $1,000. We're losing almost $1,000. Is Valparaiso, Indiana, too good to be true? Is it too good to be true? It looks like we're dying. Look at the amount of abandoned houses in here. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts. Those are all losing almost 900. Losing almost 900. What is property tax guy? You should lower taxes to encourage growth. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Let's lower everything by 1% and see if it helps. But there's a lot of abandoned buildings down here. Traffic looks a little heavy too. I'll give them that. But, I mean, golly. So you're telling me that Valparaiso couldn't exist in SimCity 2000. It looks like it. So, all that work, hours of work, just to find out SimCity 2000 does not allow things such as Valparaiso, Indiana. Unbelievable to know. And granted, I could expand this, right? Which, by the way, I'm actually gonna save it. Save as Valparaiso. Save. Bad error. Why? My stupid. I don't know my passwords. So Valparaiso. Bad error. Am I stupid? Sure, we'll overwrite new city SC2. Anyway, there are 2 wolves inside of you. One of them says, expand Valparaiso, see if it's really possible. Another one says, what if something bad happened here? What if something bad happened here? What if, per se... Oh! The smallest tornado of all time. Wild winds whip Valparaiso, Indiana. No! It couldn't be! But that was the smallest tornado of all time. I said, what if something bad happened here? Like a monster! What if a monster happened here? Holy shit. Wait, what? Wait, what the? Oh my god. What are you doing? Wait, is he... Oh, he's burning shit. He's burning things. Oh, wait. I'm in control of the firefighters. Uh-oh. You can't set fire trucks there. Why? Why can't... Wait. Okay. Valparaiso may not be equipped to deal with extraterrestrial monsters. I'm finding this out now. I'm finding this out right now. Wee woo. Get them out there, bro. What? And good thing the houses were at least abandoned, right? Like no one was living there, huh? Can we put the fire out? Like we at least have a fire station, hey? Right? Can we pretend we're competent? Valpo, can we do that? Hey? Why can't I send fire trucks there? Are we stupid? Are we dumb? Okay. We might be competent. It seems we largely took care of the monster. Right? Homeboy ditched already. And the firefighters took care of. Mega monster crushes Valparaiso, Indiana. A tasty monster pounded through Valparaiso. Tasty? Tasty? Pounded. Okay. Through Valparaiso, Indiana yesterday, leaving only debris and wreckage in his path, despite massive efforts by the local authorities to heal the melodious beast. Damage was estimated in the thousands. Only minor injuries were reported, and the monster avoided clobbering the new shoe factory commissioned last week by the mayor. The cause for the monster attack is still unknown, though scientists have hypothesized, as scientists will. Fucking duh. Dr. Perry of Valparaiso, Indiana University, you see how this ties in, believes that the pollution created by the Valparaiso, Indiana factories is responsible. Honestly, believable. Now let's see what happens if there's riots. What happens if there's riots? Are they rioting? They are rioting. Look at them. They're filling the streets. What are they mad about? Probably a bit of everything around here, right? I'll let them riot. The copper response is slow anyway. They're just gonna riot. Why aren't you guys going downtown? Why are some of you going away from downtown? Isn't that the best place to demonstrate? Is like right in the commercial capital of the city? I'm gonna just let the riots go. Oh my god, the riots set fire. The rioters set fire to things. They set fire to the railway. How do you set fire to a railway? Isn't it made out of steel? Isn't it made out of steel alloy? How do you set fire to a railway? What? Wow. Okay, so you're telling me a destructive alien robot creature, does a little bit of damage. Ouchie, oof, ouch. A little bit of rioting, and the whole city burns down. Or at least a quarter of it. That's nutso. You know what that tells you? Working class people do have the power. They do indeed have the power. What did we learn today? What did we learn today about Valparaiso, Indiana? A, cannot exist. Nah. Can't be a real place. Sorry, Valpo. Sorry, Valparaiso. SimCity says, nah. You can't be a real place. Number 2, if an alien creature approaches, you'll be fine. If the working class starts rioting, you ought to tremble in your fucking CEO bourgeoisie boots. Well, I don't know how this video is going to turn out in the end after editing. I just had that crazy idea of like, hey, what if I made my hometown, one of two hometowns, I suppose, into SimCity 2000 and see how it goes. I hope it was enjoyable. I sure had a blast, even though it was difficult. And of course, I had to use cheats to do it. I can't really do it specifically because I'm not I'm not good at SimCity 2000. I just know you push 4 buttons and then you get 500 grand. It's TORG if you're curious. You press TORG and then you get 500 grand. I don't know if that's for all patches, but it's true on the one I play. So that's what made this possible, and I was curious. So turns out, no, Valparaiso, not real, doesn't exist, not according to the game. So watch out for riots because, hey, workers, rise up, baby. You're much stronger than any alien robot could be. So keep up that good work. Thanks for watching. Bye.